No gear, no plan, no problem. I'm going to show you how to get prepared from absolute zero. I'm talking about you have zero gear, you have zero plans, you have zero preps. I've been there. I've been there several times where maybe I had a plan, but I had very little or to no gear. So let's get started. Here's what we're going to be building upon. Know what you're prepping for, food and water stockpiling on a budget, a 72-hour kit, core skills, and a simple family plan. Those are the things that can get you prepared right now and give you a nice solid foundation so that you can keep prepping. Because remember, preparedness is a lifestyle, right? What are you prepping for? If you live near a river, you're going to prep for floods. If you're on the 10th floor of an apartment, plan for evacuation routes. There's lots of little tiny micro ways that we can be prepared, whether for bugging in or bugging out. And you have to be prepared for both, okay? Yes, we want to stay inside of our home, but you must be prepared for both because there are wildfires, floods, hurricanes, lots of things that can potentially push us from our homes, even if we don't want to. We may have to in order for the greater good. So you're going to take a risk check. 1, you're going to be looking up local hazards. 2, household vulnerabilities like your meds, if you have a baby, pets, what type of mobility you have or don't have, commute, your work location, or even just the locations like your school, grocery stores, these types of things, and how far away they are, how you get back if you couldn't, with your vehicle, these kinds of things. Tailor everything to you and your needs. Step 2, it's time to prioritize. We can't do everything at once, nor should we, because preparedness is a lifestyle. Every single step you take forward is a step in the right direction towards your overall preparedness goals. But priority number 1 is going to be water and immediate safety. So water, I think, is way more important than food. So many people forget it. You can last a lot longer without food than you can without water. So get your water, then get your food. You can walk your home on the inside and out and take an assessment of your home. You can take an assessment of your own personal safety and defense. How situationally aware am I? What sort of personal defense do I have? I think that these are extremely important, especially these days. The very first type of water that I want you to stock up for is bottled water, because this is easy to access and easy to just open a bottle and go. Yes, water filters are great, but only if you have water to filter through those water filters, right? So the very first thing that I want you to do is get bottled water and start stocking up on that a little bit. Then looking into other sources. Put the bottled water in your freezer to rotate through. It's all these natural things. Next, food and hygiene. So food on your everyday grocery trip, you can get that a little bit of extra water as well as some extra canned foods and other non-perishables that you and your family eat. Remember, stock up on what you eat and eat what you store, a good rotation. Then the last is meds and documents. So medications, first aid, if you take any medications on a regular basis, it doesn't matter what it is. Medications such as acetaminophen. If you have kids, then they need specific medications, things like that, okay? So have these medications that are good for everybody. If you have prescription medications, make sure that you have a small stockpile. There's also Jace Medical that has prescription meds that you can get, like antibiotics or even just your regular everyday prescription meds delivered to your door. It's a super easy process to get started. Link down below if you want to get going with that. And then documents. So start printing like a bunch of physical documents of mortgage, of your rental agreements, of your insurances, of birth certificates, all these things, and have them in one specific place. Let me show you exactly how to build your food storage on a budget. So here's your first $55 worth of shopping, and I'm going to show here on the screen. So these are just demo numbers. Of course, they're going to adjust and change. A 10-pound bag of rice is $8. 5-pound dried beans is $6. 8 cans of tuna or chicken is $10. That might be a little more expensive depending on what you get. 1 case of bottled water or 2 5-gallon jugs is $10. Again, that could be adjusted. It could be in between $5 and $10. Peanut butter, anywhere from $2 to $8. Instant oats, $3. Pasta, a couple dollars. 6 cans of vegetables, $4 to $6. Box of protein bars or crackers, $8. And then there's $55, anywhere from $55 to $60. And that's on your normal shopping trip. And so that is going to get you a really good start. And your water rule is going to be 2 gallons of water per person per day. So there's storage and rotation. Make sure that you are rotating. Label your waters or jars or just rotate them, okay? I have the newest in the back and the oldest in front, so I can just grab and shift, and it's super easy for me or anyone in my family. If I say, hey, go grab a can of beans, I know that they're going to be grabbing the right. Even if they grab the wrong, it doesn't matter. You're using it. It's okay. Here are some tips to save money. So buy in bulk, use discount stores like Aldi and Costco. You know, buying in bulk from Costco really does help. We've gone entire months with just shopping at Costco in bulk, and it's helped our grocery bill like a lot. Look for sales, buy store brands, use coupons. Also, there's dietary needs like baby formula or, you know, specific diets for meds or allergies or specific things that you do and do not eat. Stock what you eat and eat what you store. Build your 72-hour kit. A lot of people think this is not important. I highly disagree. This is going to be stuff that you need in case you ever have to evacuate. Evacuating could be from wildfires. It could be from flooding. It could be from hurricanes. It could be from various things. Heck, sometimes I take this when I just go on super long road trips because I know that it has a lot of good stuff in here. Because if anything were to happen while I am so far away from my home, I got stuff right here. Yes, I've packed also a suitcase with extra clothes and stuff, but this has little extra things just to help us get us through a little bit longer. I also pack so much food on vacations, like we're never coming home. But anyway, you never know when you might encounter an emergency or disaster or something way out on the road, you know, while you're vacationing, whatever. So you know what? It's good to be prepared. I have a bug out bag checklist down below, and you're going to make this bag for you. You're going to make it work whether you have kids or babies or elderly, disabled. You don't have to be a backpack. It could be a suitcase. It could be literally whatever is going to work best for you. Hey everyone, if this video has been helpful, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And please do not forget to download that free Getting Started checklist and guide down below in the description and hopefully in a pinned comment. Some core skills to practice would be first aid. Super quick story here. I used to be super bad at any first aid besides just slapping on a Band-Aid. When I realized this shortcoming, I started getting books and getting into classes and getting into first aid hard. I spent like a solid year learning nothing but first aid. And even though I want more trauma first aid at this point, like I'm not exactly at the level of first aid skills and knowledge that I want to be, I have learned so much more because I dedicated myself to it. Now, at the same time, I was learning other things, of course, but you know, I realized my shortcomings in it and I really wanted to improve. So I did. Water purification is another really big one. I really like some sort of pump system like this. I have a couple electric ones, things that have solar panels on them and things like that, but any sort of pump where I can pump into another system. And that's because I have kids and they cannot use those life straws. Their lungs and everything, it's just really, really hard for them to suck through. Even if I were to put it on a bag and squeeze it through, that's way more effort than me or my kids or my 1-year-old baby want to go through. Pumping it into another bottle or something in which you can have like an at-home gravity home system, gravity fed system like you're seeing here. I did this DIY, and I'm also going to be giving away a gravity fed water purification system this month in September. So make sure that you are subscribed so you can get notified of that giveaway. But Grail really is awesome because it has the water purification inside, and all you have to do is press it down in order to, get it purified. And then me and my kids have water that is ready to go and drink right away. We don't have to mess around with any sort of sucking through or anything like that. I love Grail a lot. Emergency cooking. I have tons of emergency cooking options, but something like this has always just been really easy and convenient. And it uses the little tiny bottles of propane, or you can get some sort of adapter, which we have used before, to get to attach it to a larger propane. But something like this Coleman stove is super easy to come by. It's at every single Walmart, right? They used to be super cheap, but they're getting a little more expensive now, but they're still worth it, okay? We've had this one for many, many moons. seconds and it's still going strong for us. And just as long as you use this indoors with a cracked window so that there's plenty of ventilation, or use it completely outdoors. But there's lots of other ways. You can start a fire outdoors and cook outdoors. You can use a hobo stove, this foldable stove that I used here to cook on for 3 days, which I loved. A rocket stove. You can use so many different cooking methods. Just practice with them. Speaking of fire, I think knowing how to start a fire and how to cook over a fire and how to use a fire effectively is super important. This is by Blackbeard Fire Starters. I love their fire starters. I love so many different types of fire starters, but this is by Outdoor Element. This is a really nice ferro rod and steel here. And yeah, I love ferro rod and steel, but of course you can have anything you want. Oh, I always would have been wrong. You can have anything you want. Start out with a lighter and just some cotton balls and Vaseline, right? And then move on to the ferro rod and steel, and then do, something more advanced like the bow drill, which I have yet to perfect, but good luck to you. Now you're probably wondering, okay, I have a 72-hour kit. I have all this stuff. Now what do I do with it? Where would I go if I ever had to use that bug out bag? What would I ever do in a blackout situation? Well, you're going to run drills and you're going to have the preps. But one of the most important things that you need to get right here, right now, is your emergency disaster plan. I have a whole guide down below in the description and hopefully in the pinned comment to where it'll map you through and take you exactly how to build your emergency disaster plan. And it's only for a few bucks, and it's going to help tremendously to make your emergency disaster plan and know exactly where you're going to go with your meeting places, where your kits are located, your insurance and documents, and have all of these things like your emergency contacts and all of these things ready to go for an emergency or disaster. Now it's time to maintain and scale. So continue buying the water and food in your everyday visit. Continue learning new skills. Write down lists. I have, again, that checklist down below to where it's not only going to help you get started from absolutely zero, but it's going to tell you how to progress forward from here and make prepping a lifestyle. Remember, it's not all or nothing. Remember, it's not $100 every day. It's not $100 every week. It's whatever is going to work for you and your budget. Is just a few dollars a week going to work? Great, do that. Get just like 4 cans of food. It's going to add up and it's going to make a huge difference, I promise. So here's what you're going to do right now, okay? Right now, today, you're going to go to the store and you're going to get just one thing of non-perishable food, whether that's a can or rice or beans or whatever you eat. And you're also going to get 1 gallon of water. You're going to do that today, right now, after you're done watching this video. Go. Well, not right now. Hold on. The video's not done, but as soon as the video's done, go to your favorite map of choice and go ahead and download some offline maps. In the meantime, I want you to order or go find a paper map. This is going to be essential when it comes to grid down, or, you're having to evacuate and you can't get on Google Maps. The other day, Google Maps was actually down and I was actually struggling because I didn't know how to get home from where I was. I was pretty far from home. And so it made me realize, gosh, I need to do that. So that's just a very simple thing that you can do right now. Download some offline maps and make sure you have that paper map handy in your vehicle or, somewhere close in your EDC, whatever. Get started with your 72-hour kit. It is super simple. All you got to do is just grab a bag or suitcase or whatever that's in your house, grab it, fill it up with some stuff that you already have in your house, and then write a list of stuff that you want to add to it. Like you want to go to the grocery store and get some ready-to-eat foods, put that in there, right? Make that on your list and then get it a little bit at a time. And then your bag is going to adjust and change as time goes on. My bag has changed probably yearly, okay? And I've been doing this for about 15 years. So yeah, it changes frequently. And that's a good thing because that's based on your region, your needs, and your skill level. From zero to basic, you are now on your way to a preparedness lifestyle. Just keep it rolling and keep it going, okay? And be sure to check out the rest of my videos and all the links down below that I have in the description and the pinned comment, hopefully. And let me know if you want a longer deep dive or anything else on this. Comment down below, like, subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today. Bye-bye.